Okay.
What?
Say hey to the people.
What's up, America? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? You would spend the fall. Oh my God, I would have laughed my ass off. I am not gonna lie.
You had to tell them I was about
You
could just play it
took
off.
me aback. I was not ready for the almost finna fall because
You could just
I'm the
play it
clumsy
off.
one in the family, America. I ain't never seen them trip. You tripped today. Look at
But
you.
they
You're
didn't even-
tripping.
They didn't even see it. You had to announce it.
Whatever. Hey, Yolanda. Hey, Karen.
Hey, Yolanda.
Come on, sit down. Come on over here and sit down.
I called you, Yolanda.
He called you, Yolanda. We'll talk about that too. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for showing up for our Facebook Live weekly Sunday dinner that we also post on our wonderful YouTube channel. Have you people subscribed to CNS Live?
Yeah.
We getting it down, y'all. We getting it down. Hey, little Dina.
Please subscribe because not only are we doing this, having this Sunday dinner on that format as well. My wife has been making some amazing dishes.
I just been cooking.
She's just been cooking, and I've been eating. I've been testing.
You so disrespectful.
Why?
What the fuck was you touching?
This gut I'm getting.
What
All
gut
this
are you
eating I'm
getting?
doing. Oh, come on, now.
What gut are you getting?
Stop.
You know, sexy people get on my nerves. I'm getting fat. You so damn sexy. It ain't even funny. Now quit.
Getting
Stop.
that gut, baby. For real, and we gotta.
He's getting a pooch.
And we gotta
A
get our.
minor pooch. And that's it.
We gotta get our beach bodies.
I've
together.
seen what a gut looks like. We all know what a gut looks like, and it ain't that, baby.
It's good.
Because your pectoralis major still sticks out further than your stomach. And that means you ain't got no gut.
That's
Them
just
pretty
because
pecs.
I've learned how to properly hold my breath in certain times. Like right now, I can release because my shirt gathers while
America,
I'm
he
sitting.
is
When I
so
stand up,
bullshit.
I suck
Hey,
it
Marie.
in just a little bit.
Oh my God. This has been a hell of a weekend. It's been a hell of a week.
Yes.
We've been through a whole lot of things. Say a little prayer for everybody. Our kids lost 2 of their friends in the last 2 weeks.
Last week,
It's been 1 week?
It's been a week and a day.
A week and a day. 2 of their friends have been killed. And yeah, that's rough. That's rough on 19-year-olds, you know, to try to wrap their mind around, you know, people they've grown up since childhood. And so it's been really difficult
And
dealing with it.
two of these children, myself and Anthony Mooney, we coached, and you know it's been hard the past few years because we lost a couple of more guys a few years ago. But when you meet these young guys and you want to give them the game of football and slide in some life wisdom that you've acquired over the years,
And they love eating at my house.
and they love eating at the house, you know, you don't imagine this day coming. You know,
Yeah.
this isn't part of the forecast that you see. You know, you just you pray for the greatness. You pray that you give them something that they can carry through life and help them move forward. You don't see this, so when it happens and it slaps you in the face, it's pretty rough. It was a rough morning for me this morning. Yeah, okay. Stop, because I'm a punk and the show gonna go someplace else.
Oh, my baby. He's so fine, ain't he? Oh, my God. So then this weekend, I was invited to a birthday bash, say yes party. I didn't know what the hell that was, and so everybody had to bring a thing, so whatever kind of activity, and everybody had to do it. And I did some really fun stuff yesterday. Cornell's not gonna let me say the one thing I did that was awesome. Let me just say, there is a place, black-owned business, Amori Body, I believe it's Amori Body. It's over on Olive in U City, and they offer all sorts of services: nails, feet, eyebrows, all sorts of steaming things, and everything for the body. They even make your booty fat if you want to make your booty fat. I had a really great time. So, you know, if you all are interested in any sort of spa kind of situation, go there. They have so many different things to offer. They're also on Instagram. And then we went to the selfie room. I didn't even know such a place existed. And so you go there and you just take pictures of yourself, or you can go with a photographer and y'all take pictures in all these different settings. And we had a really great time. And then we went to eat Mexican, and we played drunk tic-tac-toe. LaKendria Mays, check her out. She has that game. She's selling that, and drunk Uno. Let me just say that is a fun game. It didn't end well for some of us, so. But it was a lot of fun. So I'm thinking I'm going to have me a Say Yes Day. So I'm going to get my friends together, and we all going to think of one cool thing to do, and then we all got to do it together. And so it was a lot of fun. And so we all had our shirts. One of them said, I'm bringing the alibi. And then one said, I'm bringing the shots. Mine said, I'm bringing the shenanigans. I brought all the shenanigans. I just wanted to say I was very successful in my shenanigan bringing.
As you
Pop
always
my
are.
collar. I'm a professional shenanigan bringer.
You will not get any pushback from me on that one.
Anywho, let's get down to it. Let's get right to it. I am a professional shenaniganer.
Yes, you are.
Is that a word, baby?
You just said it, so obviously it is.
Just call me Shenanigan Shonte. That's my new name. Shenanigan Shonte. Let's get to it. Go ahead, baby.
Okay.
Our
Doors open.
babies are coming in.
Doors are opening.
From the stuff. Come in! Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hey, y'all.
How y'all doing?
What y'all doing? What y'all got in y'all hand?
Food.
Say hi to the people.
Food.
I cook for y'all.
You good?
Well, I didn't know I had to
You
tell you
cook
ahead of time.
every Sunday.
I cook every. No, I don't. No, I don't. I cook whatever the hell it hit me. I was making videos, but y'all get some of that.
That's free. What are you talking about?
All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. Say hi. Get some
Say
go.
hi to the people. Come on in. Come on in. Say hi to the people. Say hi to the people. Hi to the people. Look at these
Hi,
old pretty dudes.
Hi,
They so
people.
pretty. Ain't they
Yeah,
pretty?
y'all might be a little too high. See,
Yeah, because
see
y'all
what-
little.
See what the break
Oh,
is.
Hi, people. How y'all doing? Happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Hey, I just want y'all to just look how beautiful she is. She is so beautiful. Girl.
I ain't got no
You
money.
good
I ain't
looking.
got no money.
You good looking
America.
too. You definitely good looking, you know what I'm saying? But look what y'all made though.
Hey.
Well, especially him right here, boy. That boy right here.
Good God.
They so pretty. They so pretty. So anyway, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, AT, hey, what's up, what's up? Yolanda said hey, Karen said hey, Miss Karen said hey,
Hey.
FYI, and Auntie said hey, Mooney said hey, hey.
Hey,
Okay.
how y'all doing?
Okay, let's get to it. So, last week me and Cornell were talking, and so it's very difficult when you're talking to your children. When you're communicating in general, it's kind of hard sometimes because you want to give them the best advice, you want to tell them the right thing, you want them to get it. And sometimes because that conversation is coming from you, they don't necessarily get it. But lo and behold, they can go 3 blocks over and talk to somebody else, mama and daddy, or talk to somebody else who will say the same thing that we said, maybe some different words, and then they get it. And that's okay. It's perfectly okay. Because, for instance, my bestest friend, Yolanda, when I was struggling really hard with Courtney as a girl, you know, and she was wilding out and doing what she was doing, Yolanda was able to have certain conversations with her that I couldn't have. But I know that this is my best friend. She gonna tell her what's right. I mean, she may tell her nicely. She may tell her in a different way to help her to understand that. And that's perfectly okay. And I am blessed to have somebody like that. With the boys, we talking to the boys. We can tell boys, water's wet and the sky's blue, and they won't believe us. But they can go talk to D'Angelo, which is Yolanda's son, and he'll tell them that the sky's blue and water is wet. And lo and behold, they'll get it. And so what we're going to talk about today are the complexities of communicating as humans, and how, you know, it's not that we value someone else's opinion over the other person's opinion. It's just more that we receive it differently, depending on where it comes from. Did I say that right, baby?
Mm-hmm.
And that's generally, it comes from being comfortable with people.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes,
Hey, Shalia.
sometimes our comfort level with somebody will allow the information that they give us not as serious or meaningful. Like our kids know us and they know everything about us. They know how we feel about them and they know what we want for the future. So I think when we tell them things sometimes, they throw all that stuff in a pot and it becomes, sometimes the conversation might become overwhelming because we may be talking about something small and specific that's this. But because they know everything that we want for them in life, that small specific thing becomes all of our life wants for them, and they don't know how to properly move with that. But somebody else can tell them, hey man, X Y Z, and they get it because they're not holding so much weight on that, so there's no confusion. And I've been noticing that that's been a situation, but not just ours, but with other young folks,
Hey,
and
Miss Cynthia.
even sometimes with you and I.
It always is with me and him. I promise you, I'll be saying stuff, y'all. And maybe it's because of how I say things. Maybe it's because the level of passion I say it with. I talk with my hands a lot. And my voice raises a little higher of an octave occasionally. Why you gotta keep just co-signing? Okay, fine. And so I will have said it. Yes, I do. Support me right now. So I will. And I'll say, you know, X, Y, and Z, or you need to do this. Oh, baby, you need to go to the doctor. You need to, you know, do it this way. And we'd be arguing. And it's a whole argument. And then 3 months later, oh, I was talking to so-and-so, and they said that I should do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, didn't the hell I just say that? Well, you didn't say exactly that. You said this, that, and the third. And because I left out the word the or and, then he received it differently. Sometimes I'm upset about it, but by and large, I'm now okay with it because however you get the right information is how you get it, and that's cool. It's awesome. It's wonderful. We really should spend time not only giving information as best we can with people who are interested in our opinions, but we should also be available, you know, to receive that too, you know, and to receive information depending on, you know, who says it. And we should be open to receiving and giving information because you just never know who you're going to influence. Like, you know, even politically, I didn't realize the reach that I've had over the years until now when it come time to vote. Everybody want me to know, you know, want to know who to vote for. And I never knew that that my word carried that much weight. So you just never know who you're going to touch and who you're going to be able to get a word to that they didn't hear from their mama or their cousin or their uncle or their brother or their football coach.
So, and I'm glad she ended on that because that was a long time ago when I was coaching Little League football. There was a father, he came to me and said, hey man, I need you to talk to my son. I said, what's up? He said, well, I need you to get him straight because his grades are slipping, you know, and he listens to you. And at first, that confused me, you know, because I'm thinking, you know, for this man to ask me that, it was confusing to me for a minute. But then, once I understood it a little more, it actually became an honor, and I was honored that that man came to me because that is his son, and he cared a lot about his son and his son's direction. And he knew what I'm saying now, that sometimes our sons as men, they need to hear it from another man.
Yeah.
They need somebody else to say, hey man, you know, somebody that they look up to that's not raising them on a daily basis, that are putting all that in, because we do. Fathers, you at home, you putting in work, and it's admirable that you're doing that, but that's your job. But sometimes we need to hear from somebody else, and when he did that, that made me feel so amazing because that's the part of the community that we need to have happen.
Yeah.
You know, for that man to come and ask another man to talk to his son, he first had to humble himself to be able to do that.
To be able to say, I'm not reaching him.
Right, and
we
need to be able
to
to recognize that, so that we can, and deal with the bigger picture of our life and our family.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is it more important that your son get it, regardless where he got it from, or is it more important that you win trying to give it to him, and you may miss this? Again, like I said, this past week has been a lot. But in the past week, also, I've had 2 young adults contact me from other states, right? Which was incredible.
One of them you hadn't talked to in a while.
One of them I hadn't talked to since he was in high school. Now, this man is grown with children, doing great things in Alabama, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he contacted me about relationship issues, you know, and he told me everything he has going on. He told me about the women that he's been with, the woman that he's with, and he was telling me that he needed to figure out how to stay faithful, right? And he was telling me all the things that I would have told him. He know everything that he needed to know about his situation. He just needed to apply it. And I told him, I said, dude, I don't even know where to help you other than say, do what you saying you need to do. You know, because he had all the answers already. It's just in the applying portion that he wasn't doing. You know, where the other young man called me, and he was seriously at a loss of a direction, where to go. He didn't have the answers, and I was able to give him the answers. But what's more important was that they knew they needed to make a phone call.
Yeah.
You know, they didn't call me because I'm highly intelligent. They called me because of the gray in my beard and the wisdom that I may be able to share with them.
And because you had to deal with me for 20 years, and they figured you must know some shit.
I gotta be Superman husband to be able to have such a beautiful woman that I'm able to hold on to for so long.
Okay.
You know, I gotta be really amazing as a husband to be able to just keep somebody as amazing as you are with a smile on your face. That's why they call me.
He's so full of shit.
That's why they call me.
Anywho, it's funny because we raised daughters. I still question how good of a job we did because women are interesting creatures to raise, and so you don't really get to bear the fruit of your labor until later, much later on. And these days, I am in awe of the fruits of our labor because now, our kids are more open with us. Our daughters are more open with us, and they are, we're communicating a lot better. But it wasn't always that way. And I am grateful, like I said, for Yolanda and for people, women, and Net even, in our lives that were able to help guide our daughters in the time that they had no inkling or no desire to even have a conversation with us. And even with the boys, it's been a little difficult, watching them, maneuver through life and fall and stumble and go through these things. But again, I'm grateful to D'Angelo. I'm grateful to Yolanda. I'm grateful to the people in their lives that are telling them right all the time and are giving them the same advice that Cornell is giving other kids who stated they can't talk to their fathers about, such things. And so, like I said, the crux of our conversation right now is to not only be unafraid to be able to go to someone you trust for advice, but to also be someone that someone can go to, for advice and for guidance in situations, not just as children, but as adults, because it's really hard. I was talking to the people I was with yesterday, and we just receive shit different. And I think depending on how it's being given and depending on the moment it's being given and the context that it's being given, our brains process it differently. And so we're in the middle of a conversation, and one of the people in the conversation was, a little sensitive about what was being said. And although what was being said, I think under different circumstances would not have been so sensitive. It would not have come off that way. But because of the circumstance in that moment, she took it a little bit differently than she would have, you know. And I'm inclined to believe if that conversation happened again under more different circumstances, then or even from somebody else, it probably would have gone a little bit better. So here I am in the middle of the conversation. It ain't my conversation, trying to, you know, smooth it over and to try to get her to understand that that's not what she's saying. You know, this is what she's saying, and let's, you know, move on with it and move forward with it, and eventually it became okay. So, but yeah.
But that happens too. I mean, and that's the risk you take in giving advice and helping, because sometimes people are in situations and they do things, and like some of the guys I talk to, they're in situations and they do things because they may want to do it this way. But when you care about somebody and you see and you know that way, when you get to this point in your life, it's not going to go well, and you give them that information might not fall well on their ears because it's something that they want to do.
Oh God, yeah.
You know, and if they really want to do it, for whatever reasons, and their reasons for doing it might be superficial, it might be something that it really is not conducive to them moving forward in their lives, but at that moment it's just what they want. Your advice is like you attacking them, and that's what you have to deal with when trying to share and help people grow. One of the reasons we're having this conversation is because it's necessary on both ends. It's necessary for us to be able to receive this information to continue to grow, especially from people who genuinely care about us. Because if you care about me, I recognize you're not going to let me fall, so you're going to give me the best information you can give me to keep me moving forward, and vice versa. Because I care about you, I'm saying these things. And if you have people in your world that you know genuinely care about you, we have to learn how to listen to what they're saying, so that we don't take it the wrong way and create a bigger issue with them just trying to help us.
Sometimes people are not going to receive it at that moment either. They have to marinate. One of the issues that I've always had with communicating with Cornell, now that we're older, I don't really trip with this anymore, but back in the day, you gonna remember it. Back in the day, I was really horrible with it. So like, he'll tell me something, and he'll say, you know, this is what it is, and you should have done that, or maybe you should do it this way. And I'm arguing with him at every turn, like why the hell this ain't gonna work that way, and why I shouldn't do it that way, and why I don't want to do it that way. And so we having this whole like knock down, drag out conversation. And then I go to sleep, and then I'll start thinking about it, and I'll start marinating on what was said. And then throughout that thought process, I'll go, okay, you know, maybe I should. I might not 100% agree, but I might take some things that he said and kind of adjust my life, and I'll go ahead and do it. And he'd be like, see, I told you, or I told you you should have done it that way. But of course, you know, I didn't want to tell him he did that. I'm like, I didn't do it exactly the way you see it. But no, I mean, we have had that throughout the years. Now, I just concede because, you know, we're older now. But back then, it would take me a day or maybe longer sometimes to see or to let soak in what it is that he said. So if there's an opportunity for you to offer an opinion that is solicited or offer something to somebody, you know, even if they don't do it the way you tell them to do it, or even if they don't receive it at that moment, understand that if you're telling somebody to do the right thing, it may sink in tomorrow. It may sink in next week. Don't ever lose the opportunity or miss the opportunity or not take the opportunity to be able to plant a seed in someone. Because, you know, when you're planting seeds, you don't see growth. It might be a month, a week, 2 weeks, a year.
Years.
You know, it takes a long time for a seed to actually bear fruit. And so never pass up that opportunity. I ain't saying shove your opinion down nobody's throat, because that's not what the hell I'm saying. But what I am saying is, if there's an opportunity and someone asks you or in some way solicits your opinion, be forthright about it and be genuine about giving it. Especially if that person is someone else's child, especially if that person, you know, doesn't have anybody to turn to or go to for advice or help or anything. I think that if we begin to be that way more frequently, then we'll start to build the world that we used to have, and we'll build a better world instead of saying, "This ain't my business. I ain't getting in it. My name is Bennett. I ain't in it." You know, we got to start planting those seeds again. I mean, we really do. And with these kids, you know, that are dying, that are 19 years old. Our sons are 19. That could be our kid, you know, who happen to be out. And so we have to never, ever pass up the opportunity to give a word or have a communication with someone who may need your guidance, who may need what you got going on.
So, her saying that reminds me of something I'm going to share with you guys. When I was younger in the neighborhood, you know, I grew up without a father, and I would try to steal bits and pieces of what a man should be from all the men that were around me. You know, and I used to run the streets. I mean, I'm out every day, crack of dawn, I'm running, I'm out there. So when I was a young teenager, we used to go to the park and play basketball. Now, if any of you all are from the hood, or any hood with a centrally located basketball goal, you know that it's 8 million people there, and everybody got next. And if you come late, you might not even play that day if you're not good enough to get picked up on one of the teams. So I'm this little short guy.
What a hell of a jumper, by the way.
I had a hell of a jumper though. I got a fade away that ain't no joke, boy. Because I had to.
You had one.
I still got it.
You still got it?
I still got it.
Okay,
don't play.
Well, you sexy.
Don't play. We can take this on the road to the gym. They can see it. Don't be putting me out there talking about what I had.
Okay, baby.
I still got that joke. Anyway, neighborhood drug dealer. He was the man in the area. His name was Casey. Casey was always on the court because wasn't nobody gonna tell him he couldn't be off the court.
Because he's drug dealer.
Even when his team lost, whoever had next, Casey on their team because he ain't getting off the court till he leave on his own. So anyway, I would show up. Casey took a liking to me, so I would show up and I'll be late. All these people out there, Casey will pick me up. I'll have the next person make sure I'm on their team. So
That's so terrible.
we'll be playing, and it'll be in the middle of the game. And one of his workers will come up, and Casey will stop the game, go over to his bag, and give the boy his stuff, and send him on his way. Start the game back up. Now I done watch Casey do this all the time. So one day, because I'm broke, I came to him and I said, "Hey Casey, I wanna make some money too, you know." And these guys that was selling for him were my age. And he said, "Nah, this ain't for you." And it kind of pissed me off because I thought Casey liked me because he would do all these things for me. He said, "Nah, this ain't for you." So time passed. I do what I do anyway. So Casey found out that I was doing some things Casey didn't like. He grabbed me one day and he threw me against the wall when I showed up to the park. He said, "Excuse me, but motherfucker, didn't I tell you this ain't for you?" And I said, "Man, I want to make some money too." He said, "Nah, this ain't for you." He said, "I don't want you stuck here like me." He said, "I want you better than me. I don't want you to be like me." You know, those words rang me. At first it pissed me off because I didn't fully understand. But the neighborhood drug dealer saw something in me and wanted me to be better than him. Didn't want me stuck there in the hood like him. When every year when I had my little league team, the first meeting of the year, I told all the parents and the kids that my goal is to make sure that they're decent human beings when they leave me. That they're able to succeed in life and have a life that's worth living, you know. And my goal is for them to not be like me, but to be better than me.
He says that to his sons too, all the time.
And that's where I got it from, you know. So it doesn't matter where you at in life. Your words are powerful to the people that are able to listen to you.
They are.
But you have to be willing to share them, you know. Now, ain't no telling where Casey at. He can be in prison, he can be dead, he can be wherever. But what I
He
do
could be
know,
somebody granddaddy in North Carolina right now.
he could be. But I do know he existed in me, because he became part of me. The good of him. And hundreds of kids have heard his words that I've coached since then. So your words can live on and can be impactful. And you never know who you might say them to that might have the ability to say those same words to masses of people, you know, and it's a blessing. And I don't know how many people are going to then share Casey's words. So my point is, no matter where you at in life, you have an obligation or opportunity to help somebody.
My mama said God can put the word in a jackass and still send them to hell. That sounds kind of harsh, doesn't it? But what it says is you can learn something from anybody. You can learn something from the worst person, the drug dealer on the street. You can take a word from anyone, and that word can manifest itself into you and grow. It can be a seed that grows, and it's something totally different than the person who gave you the word. And so I've always said that, you know, you learn something from everybody you meet. You take what you need and you leave the rest. Because God can put the word in a jackass and still send them to hell. So never pass up an opportunity to get information from anyone. And if some of that information is really bad, but you got like 2 or 3 things that can fertilize your seed, then take those 2 or 3 things and go on and leave the rest, and forget, you know, who gave it to you or how they came about giving it to you, and take the part that you need from everybody who you come in contact with, and really try to learn from everybody that you come in contact with, whether they're good or bad. So yeah, Casey, shout out to Casey, because Casey gave me this beautiful fine specimen of life that I'm gonna ravage later on tonight.
Why?
Why? To the people, huh?
Why?
Okay, so earlier today we were talking, and so he told me he don't want me saying raunchy shit no more. Now, America, I need y'all to help me with this. Do y'all like my raunchy shit or no? I think y'all do. I think y'all love to see how much I be loving up on him. I think he low key like it. He just don't want everybody to know that he like getting freaked on. Right, baby?
So when y'all answer the question not based on the fact that y'all get tickled by it when y'all see it. Answer the question based on the fact that I got to live here 24/7.
And he loved every second of it. Do you not?
And shit, nearly your best friend. She is who she is.
That's right, damn it.
She is who she is.
Yeah, you're right. That's
you was probably
right.
making that face when you said she is who she is.
He like it. Yolanda, tell America he like it. He like it. He do. He might not like the moment. He a little embarrassed by the moment. He's the same color his shirt is right now. But he low-key like it.
Again, if you all could, please say a prayer for little Tim and San Antonio. Those are the 2 young men that lost their lives in this past week. And for, you know, all their teammates and loved ones.
They friends.
Yeah,
Our
their friends. It's a rough time, y'all. Rough times. Please say a prayer.
Head rolling. He like it most of the time. Thank you, bestest friend, who tell it like a T-I-Z.
Yeah.
Whatever. Say bye to the people.
Bye to the people.
Look, Shalia, I'm glad to see you amongst the living. We thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And like and share and all of that good shit, right? Right? Thank you for watching Sunday Dinner.
You so
Thank
fine.
you for watching CNS Live.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all. Love you.